Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking a quick update here for Bitcoin. And just a quick heads up, we are recently partnered with Bitunix. Recommend you check them out. They have an awesome deposit reward if you use my link down below and to be eligible for future trading competitions. The main reason why we partnered though is just because they have no VPN, no KYC requirements, and we need to bring more exchanges like that to our US and Canadian members. So be sure to check that out. Absolutely recommend them. They actually use trailing stop losses and a lot of cool features that you don't see with other exchanges. So with Bitcoin here, let's go ahead and jump into the back end stuff really quick first and kind of see where we're at here. So it's kind of simple in a sense here with Bitcoin. Not a lot has changed. We're just seeing that normal pullback, that correction to 36,900. We've got a little bit more whales versus retail active. Yesterday we saw a lot more shorts than longs. Here today we do see more longs entering the market. That is an aggregate amount of long positions in the market right now. So again, fairly long biased, a lot of folks are, but as I keep talking and keep mentioning, try not to be a late long here if you can. It does feel like you're buying the top of it at 37,000. Could be totally wrong. We could be in the 40,000 range next week, but truth is it needs to calm down and build volume at this level, and it hasn't quite done that yet, especially on the weekend. So take a quick look at the longs here. For this coin here with Bitcoin, we're looking at about 35,750. Okay, that's the most amount of liquidation levels for the longs. So basically longs are still really in the clear. So if you haven't taken profit with your long position, you may want to consider doing so, just because greed is it's a very real thing in the market, but it also can get you I wouldn't say getting you wrecked, because you're not going to be wrecked if you're at 35.7, but just saying, don't leave profits on the table. It's tough to see that happen sometimes. Okay, so furthermore, we're looking at the short positions here. We can see shorts are kind of all over the place, but the most recent amount of shorts are right at about 36.7. So the shorts are still underwater at this point. We can see here as well, I just pulled up this liquidation levels here. We got some liquidation at about 37.9, right where the price action's at right now. Also at 38.5. Those are likely short trades, as well as the 34,000 even. Those are previous longs. So again, longs are still definitely in the clear, absolutely looking good. But you got to recognize we're seeing some interesting behavior here. Take a look at this. Bitcoin just dropped down, chunked down to about 36.8. Actually, low point 36.6. So it's on the move. You're going to recognize some altcoins are going to start taking some hits here. So be mindful of that. Again, that's why you just got to kind of watch what Bitcoin does. Try not to buy the top when Bitcoin is topping out like this, okay? Again, either way you look at it on the daily, we're still looking pretty positive. Again, money flow index is high. We are not really diverging, but we're not converging either. When the MACD starts to squeeze like that, I really don't like to take a position. We still have a short position open with Bitcoin, slightly in the red for us as well, but we took that trade a while back and still doing good because it's a low leveraged, low position size, right? Again, just some fantastic trading setups, in my opinion. Elliott Wave does suggest on the larger time frames we could see somewhere as low as 32 to 29.5. I don't think we're going to see quite that low, but I do welcome it. Okay, so I would love to see 33,000, 32,000 for Bitcoin before the next leg up. I think that'd be fantastic. But the truth is here, everything else is looking fairly bullish. Try not to short into this coin. You can, a short at 38,000, of course, makes perfect sense, but even right now, it just seems kind of risky the way the market's moving. All right, so that being said, looking at the 4 hour here, just to quickly note, we've got previous liquidity levels that have been swept, this guy here and this guy here. So what happens is the price comes up, comes down to hang out, retests the level, and comes back and it keeps retesting, okay? So at this rate, we should very well see 38,000 retested for that last little bit of liquidity swept. Is it a guarantee? No, definitely not. We could not see that filled for a while. But the truth is, it's been on a tear of just sweeping liquidity levels. I wouldn't be surprised if we see one last sweep there before the price pulls back. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. We're above all moving averages. The 20 right now is providing some support. We are hanging out above 50 on the RSI. I don't love this coming down like this, but as long as the money flow index and the RSI stay above 50, we should be in pretty good shape. I did mention earlier today we had a divergence forming, not the greatest situation for this coin. And truth is, that's just going to be a situation where the price action may continue a little bit lower. Okay, so we got that momentum, if you will, to the downside. Speaking of support here, because I get the question, where's it going to pull back to? These are the common retracement areas. It's not always a guarantee, but statistically probable. Okay. In other words, we get either a bounce at 36.5, 36 even, or 35.6. 35.6 has been a strong support level for a while now, or at least it was a strong resistance. We can assume it'll be a support if it's retested. It was retested one time, but it immediately rejected off of that. So these are the 3 levels to kind of consider dollar cost averaging into. Because there's no guarantee the price will break below 35.5. I personally just have a weekly order for my Bitcoin that consistently gets filled. Yeah, there's a little bit of slippage, but I don't have to worry too much about it. Just consistently adding to my position. So I do recommend dollar cost averaging when you can, because when the price is 6 figures or greater for Bitcoin, you're going to really wish that you had bought in at 35, 36, 37,000. So again, just some friendly advice there. Of course, only trade what you can afford. But again, if you can invest, that's a different story altogether. So looking at the hourly, the very last thing to note is Ichimoku Cloud. We are retesting the bottom end of the cloud here, but as I mentioned earlier, this really isn't ideal conditions for a short or a long. We are switching to a short bias here, where you can see the lagging spans trying to intersect with the price action, but conversion line and baseline are overlapping, so really not a strong buy signal here. So truth is, you're probably better off hesitating and waiting to take any kind of entry at this point. I would recommend more so buying each dip if it happens versus actually shorting the top. Again, I know it seems ideal, and granted 38,000, that might be a good consideration for a short. We could very well see a massive short squeeze there at that level too. Because again, we're starting to see a lot more liquidation levels at 38 to 38.5, and that is a juicy target for those whales. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, folks, I hope this was very beneficial. Speaking of beneficial, make sure you jump on over to this exchange. I tell you guys, it's very, very good. It's got my stamp of approval. I'll be sending out, making some review videos here soon, so you kind of know how to use it. Fairly simple though, very basic, and extremely user-friendly. So fantastic exchange. They've been treating me very good, and I really like working with them. So thanks again for joining me here. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.